Om. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Samastajana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram. Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya-madhyamam Asmadacharya-paryantam Vande Guru-paramparam Vande Guru-paramparam. Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Ramanaya. So we are in 9th chapter and 14 verses we have completed. So in these, the previous verses, it was mentioned how this consciousness pervading in all the nadis gets caught up, and because of this scattering the Chaitanyam throughout the nadis, the identification with the body is becoming stronger. So when this consciousness which is caught up, Chaitanyam, in the nadis, by withdrawing it and placing it in Atmanadi, the Sushumna Nadi, withdrawing our consciousness, then the self shines. So it was said that Ujjvala, bright Chaitanyam, when it is withdrawn and kept in the heart, in Sushumna Nadi, it shines. Then it shines in its own way, and it did exist nothing to illumine. That's the meaning. There exists nothing to illumine. Please don't talk here, Amma. Please बंद कर दीजिएगा, स्विच ऑफ कर दीजिए. So यदा चैतन्य ज्योतिः केवलायाम आत्मनाड्याम भाति तदा आत्मनः अन्यत्र संप्रभासते इति योजना. आत्मनाड्यां स्थितौ आत्मनः अन्यत् न देहादेः भानं न इति उक्तम्. किं तर्हि देहादेः ग्रहणं न अस्ति एवं आत्मविदः इति चेद आह. So now, when the Chaitanya Jyotihi kevalayam atmanadyam bhati, when it shines only in Atmanadi, Sushumna Nadi, tada atmanah anyatna samprabhasate iti yojana. Then one sees nothing other than one's own self. Other than the self, nothing is seen. So Atmanadyam satau Atmanah Anyat na dehadehe bhanam na iti uktam. That's it. Kim tarhi dehadehe grahanam na asti eva atmavidaha. Why that? When Atma Chaitam is completely withdrawn and established in Sushumna Nadi, that which is between the heart and the Sahasrara Chakra, then what happens? Why there is no question of perception of the duality of body, etc.? So that is what said. What happens when you separate? So what happens? Separate this consciousness. That actually this entire sadhana requires a studious hard work. So, in 15th verse it is said, Sannidhyat bhasamanam va न पृथक् प्रतितिष्ठति जानाति स्पष्टमात्मानं सदेहमिव पामरः. So सान्निध्यात भासमानं वा न पृथक् प्रतिष्ठति जानाति स्पष्टम आत्मानं सदेहम इव पामरः. Now सान्निध्यात. Sannidhyat means sannidhi, proximity, sannidhi. So when the consciousness which is there spread in all the nadis, withdrawn and placed it in the Sushumna nadi, that becomes sannikarshat. So Hridaya sannikarsha is very close to the heart. Entire thing is withdrawn and placed in the Sushumna, Jyoti, it shines there. Bhasamanam Gocharatam gatam kimapi prathangna pratishtati. Now, when the consciousness completely withdrawn and placed in Sushumna or Atmanadi, then there is no question of perceiving other than self. So, Gocharatam gatam kime prathangna pratishtati swatmanha binnataya na pratishtitam bhavati. That means what? Once the consciousness is withdrawn and placed in Atmanadi, then we don't see anything existing other than the Atma. There is no question of this Drishyamana Prapancham. It may be visible, but everything is seen as Atman alone. Mrudeva Satyam, Mrudeva Satyam. So, Vacharammanam Vikaro Namadheyam, Murtikatyeva Satyam. Murtiketyeva Satyam. That means what? This what you are talking about the names and etc. etc. It's only Vacharammanam Vikaram. It's uttered, speech is uttered in it. In the speech, the differences are established. Otherwise, one doesn't see anything other swatmanha binnataya na pratishtitam bhavati. Nothing exists apart from one's own self. That is actual experience it is. It is not a thought, it is not imagination, it is not a projection, nothing. It happens. Then, how jalabudbudavad ambhodhi tarangavat tasya bhanam layascha bhavataha. Now, here, beautiful. How it is, this individuality is like two examples are given. Jala budbudavat, that is a bubble in the water. Now, bubble is formed because of air pressure, and a small bubble is formed. So, that bubble, as long as it is existing as bubble, it feels it is separate from the ocean. Bubbles in the ocean. So as long as that it is existing in its shape and size, so the bubble feels a separate identity from the ocean. It feels that I am separate from the ocean. Or Jalabudbudavat Ambhodhi Tarangavat, or like a wave in the ocean. Wave in the ocean. So the wave in the ocean. Wave also feels that it is separate from the ocean. But when these two are merged in the ocean, layascha bhavataha, when these two, that is drop also is burst and it is merged in the ocean, and the wave also receded or falls back into the ocean, dissolved in the ocean, tasya bhanam layascha, its existence, separate existence is dissolved. Separate existence is dissolved. Pratak pratishta nayati yavat. So it loses its identity. It cannot exist separately from the ocean. It loses its separate identity. So, just as this loses its separate identity, as long as the bubble is there or as long as the wave is there, it sees all the duality. Suppose wave is there. Wave can see the other small waves, then bubbles, foam, lather, other waves, and also the ocean. Everything is seen by the wave as different from itself. Because at that moment, in its rise and dissolve, it exists for only few seconds as a wave, that also continuously changing. But within that existence, it feels its own separate identity. Seeing a bubble, lather, other waves, etc. But this identity, when it is dissolved, when it doesn't exist separated from the ocean, then there is no question of duality. That wave is established itself in its own self. Similarly, Atmanadyam avastita jyotishkaha Atmavit Purushaha. The Atmavit Purushaha, the knower of the self, the person who has known his own self. That means what? Atmanadyam avastita jyotishkaha. One whose light of consciousness is completely withdrawn from all the nadis and established only in the Atmanadi, Sushumna Nadi, in the heart, completely withdrawn, and the light is withdrawn and placed in the heart. That means Atmavit Purushaha, the knower of the self. Atmanam Spashtam Janati. This is the thing. Here the word Spashtam is important. Very, very evidently, clearly, without any doubt, without any very, what do you call, dubidha, doubt. He clearly sees himself as this Atman I am. And that identity shifted, completely shifted. Just as the dreamer is after waking up knows that I am the waker and he has no doubt about it. I am the waker. I am not in the dream and I know about it. So similarly, Atmanam Spashtam Janat. He clearly knows, oh, this is me. Yatha Pamaraha, just as Anatmagnaha, ignorant, one who is ignorant of self. Anatmagnaha Dehatmanam Sarvendriya Manabuddhi Sahitam Swayam Vispashtam Janati. Just as we clearly see, this is the body, this is the Indriya, this is the Prana Shakti, this is my mind, this is my Buddhi, this is the Jagat, this is the woman, this is the man, this is I like, these are friends, these are enemies, these are neutrals, and every object, divide. So our drishti is what? Division. And division in a dark scale of division, where the mind divides, thought divides. What is the function of the thought? Thought divides. So mind is divisive. Mind itself creates divisions. So that mind has to be dissolved, because it is the curtain, screen, which is creating like a walls of the space are creating an illusion that the hall space is separated from the total space, or all space is separated from the room space and other hall space, etc. So this is the mind creates an illusion. If mind really divides, then Atman is no more Advaita. So self is indivisible. But this mind is the one which creates all kinds of problems to us. So it divides. It divides. Every moment, the thought means division. Thought is divisive. So an ignorant man very clearly knows this is body, this is self, everything is very clearly known. There is no doubt about it. Tata vispashtam atmavit atmanam janati iti bhavaha. Similarly, the knower of the self exclusively, clearly, without any doubt, he knows that this is me. There is no thought, no mind. It is known not through mind. It is known not through buddhi. It is known by the aparoksha anubhuti. That is, there is no vritti there. There is nobody knower, but I know myself without taking birth as a knower. That's the beauty. There is no knower, but this is me. There is no thought required to know. So, think. So therefore, what is the one language? What is the common name of all beings? Common name. Common name of all beings is I. That's it. So that is the name. I am, I am. That's it. That is a common. उसके बाद में whatever you add, it's all illusion. It is not true. But we cannot stop with pure I. I exist. I cannot stop there. So when I become aware of my presence as I am, I can stop there. No, that I am the transition state between deep sleep state and waking state. When I try to wake up, the transition state. What is the transition state? Deep sleep state, where I am is not known, not recognized, that I exist in deep sleep state. Then the next stage is I am. Next stage is I am, the transition stage. I am. So I don't know that I exist. Then I awaken, then I am, the transition stage. Without that stage, other stage cannot come, states cannot come. So I am, then immediate next state is what? I am this, I am that, and I have this, I don't have this, I have to do this, I don't have to do this, all the things will come. But transition I am, without the transitional stage, nobody can directly awake from the deep sleep to I am this or that. It's not possible. But this transition stage is so narrow. It just passes. If computers have come, it's okay. Otherwise, if you want to stop the smartwatch or when the time at a particular thing, it's very difficult. Minute you can stop. Second perhaps, yes. Microseconds. If you see the watch, if you put the stopwatch on and it just moves and it shows you hours 00 in the beginning, then minutes, seconds, and the last one is 100. Zzz, you try to stop at 97, 98 or 67. Try. You are seeing that number, seeing 100. That is microseconds. They are not 60, they are counted as 100. Up to 99 it will go. Microsecond will change. After 60, then again the second will change. Then minutes will change after a minute you can find out. Second also easy to follow. But this scale, microseconds, I tried sometimes. Can I stop it? Suppose 95. I can't even see when it is passing. So sometimes luck, if you can stop it at 95, whatever number you feel, 52 I want to stop. It's a luck. It's just at that level you have no control. If your suppose system is there, feeding is there, then it may stop. That's a different issue. Computer can do, but you cannot do it. So that even 1,000 times if you microsecond, point, forward bhi kar do, that much is the time of I am. Between the deep sleep state and waking up as I am this or I am that, I am man, I am woman, I am this, I am do that, I'm a chartered accountant, I'm a businessman, I'm a lecturer, I have to do this, I don't do this, I like this. Everything is just, when it gives you any time, they all surround you instantly. Because all other thoughts surround you so fast, so this I am is unable to be, is not, we are not able to recognize this I am state. It's only when the consciousness is withdrawn from indriyas and the mind. In yoga paribhasha, all nadis withdrawn. An entire light is withdrawn and placed it in the sushumna nadi and arrested it. And naturally, that consciousness is not traveling out. It's not that you have applied a force. It's not that by force I am trying to do. No. In the beginning may be required, but through viveka and vairagya. So, for example, if I go to a toy shop, my consciousness is completely withdrawn from the entire showroom. It is blaze. In spite of the presence of the objects, my mind is not excited at all. Why? I am not married, I don't have children, or I don't have anything to be gifted to somebody, I don't have any bondage, I am for example, I completely renounced, I don't want anything, हमें कुछ नहीं चाहिए. So it doesn't, that particular, I don't have to exercise any pressure on the mind to withdraw from the toy showroom. Think. There is no pressure. Because there is nothing to withdraw, because mind doesn't go out at all. It doesn't go out. But for me, lot of vasanas are there. So I keep watching this, watching that, eating this, eating that, smelling this, smelling that, hearing this, hearing that, going there, coming here, going that side, this side. So there is a pressure. Pressure means an effort is required. Prayatna is required to withdraw the mind from the consciousness which is conditioned in all these nadis. This an effort is required. But when we reach that state, naturally, spontaneously, the mind becomes quiet. Because it has nothing to do, no experience to get in this entire world, whatever it may be. So that kind of a mind, where then there is no question of putting any effort to withdraw. It is called Prayatna Shaithalyat in Yoga Shastras by Patanjali Maharshi. Prayatna Shaithalyat. So the effort also is withdrawn. Now we feel a lot of effort is to be required, and then if you are successful, we get egoistic. We become egoistic. I am able to control my mind. अरे भैया को control ही जरूर नहीं है. But our mind is not like that. It has to be pulled back. So that state is achieved. So sahaja bhavena, but naturally, in the Atmanadi, the entire consciousness is placed there and it shines the brilliance of it. Without any, even a single ray is not scattered. Then the Atman is realized. Or even a small vritti going out, you cannot establish yourself in yourself. Any vritti, any thought. That's why the stories of Jada Bharata was given to us. Bharata was attached to one thought, dear. Small thoughts. They give you lives. Lives. Not one life. So therefore, this person, Atmavit, Vispashtam Janati. Tatha Vispashtam Atmavid Atmanam iti bhavaha. Atmanam janati. Vispashtam janati. So there's no effort there. So therefore, Dehatmanoho Jadachetanayoho Sambandha Grandhi Prag Uktaha. Now, in the earlier lessons we saw, in the earlier chapters, we saw the connection between body and the consciousness in me, that is me, Atma Chaitanyam, that is Dehatmanoho, Deha and Atma. Deha is Jada, Atma is Chaitanya. We saw in the earlier chapters. How come the consciousness be bound? Because these two belong to different degrees of reality. So there this identification, how it comes through, the light goes to Sahasrara, then entire body it spreads, and then it gets bound with a self-identification, etc. Then individuality is born, that we saw earlier. So that is called Granthi, knot. That means consciousness and the body, there is a knot between these two. Granthi. So, दो रस्सी लेके आया, that knot is tied. शादियों में टाई करते हैं ना, इसका अंगवस्त्र उसका अंगवस्त्र. So they get doubt, he may run away or she may run away even at that moment. Better tie them. They tie. And then they are made to go round. Saptapadi. Jao, घूमो. Promise करो एक दूसरे को. When this is what Savadhana, Samartha Ramdas भाग गए. That he arose in him the entire consciousness. Hey, what am I doing? भाग गए. दौड़े इसके पीछे सारे लोग, गांव वाले. ये महाराज वो का सुपर जेट स्पीड थी. गायब हो गए जंगलों में. They searched, they could not find. He became Guru to Shivaji Maharaj, Samartha Ramdas. So the bondage is there, that consciousness, body, that knot between body and the because of this first knot between me and the body, then through that I have further knots, because my relationship with the outer world is only through the physical body. The body is not there, no bondage whatsoever with the external world. No mummy, no papa, no brother, no sister, no wife, no husband, no children, no neighbor, no problem. All problems are born only because of the body. Body के कारण वो आप प्यार नहीं करते, आप ख्याल नहीं रखते. He hates me, she hates me, he doesn't care me, she doesn't care me. Whatever you talk nonsense is only because of the body identification. So that this is called knot. First word between consciousness and then the Jadavastu insentient. Sambandha grandhi praguktaha. पहले बता दिया है. तत्र Atma Pratakkaranamev Grandhi Bheda Uktaha. There, we said very clearly, this Atman separating from the Jadata, or from the body, which is Jada, the consciousness separating from the body, completely separating, is called Grandhi Bhedi. It is called breaking the knot. It was said. Vidhyate Hridaya Gandhi. That is called, actually, I'm sorry, I don't know. That's why yoga and Vedanta have to be integrated. Samanvayam is required. Vedanta is like a master principles. You have to deduce what it means. That's why yoga helps. Yoga helps. But without this entire background of Vedanta, practice without understanding or understanding without practice, both are useless. That's why Gurudev says, religion without spirituality is, what does he call it? Just say one thing. Superstition. And spirituality without religion is a dream, because it tells you how to practice. So, yoga is practice, spirituality is a science, pure science and applied science. Applied science is yoga, pure science. Lot of people are very happy. We are very happy. But the question is, we don't understand one thing, that after leaving the body, the mind, what you have gathered, it is completely dissolved. You may be Mahapandita, you become zero after death. Yeah, I am complete Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads, Kantastha, Mahatma. Oh, great. It collapses. It's like a pack of cards.
Doesn't carry.
हाँ जी,
Doesn't carry.
ये विल नॉट कम. पिछले जन्म का आपको याद है क्या? पता है आपको पिछले जन्म में पढ़ा होगा विष्णु सहस्त्रनाम? अब बताओ. अब तब कंठस्थ किए होंगे, अब बता दो.
लाइकिंग तो आ जाती है.
क्या लाइकिंग आती है? जरूर नहीं है. इसका भी एक दिस मंथ कोर्स इज डिफरेंट फॉर यू, दिस लाइफ कोर्स. सॉरी, भगवान कहते बहुत हो गया, उधर जन्म लो, वो सीख लो. क्योंकि वी हैव लॉट ऑफ डेंट्स, तो एक एक डेंट उतारने के लिए एक एक जगह पे भगवान भेज देते हैं. तो यहाँ पे तो डेंट ठीक है ना, तुम्हारा प्रॉब्लम्स है, सो वी नीड ऑल काइंड्स ऑफ डॉक्टर्स. इस जन्म में डेंटिस्ट के पास जाओ, नेक्स्ट जन्म में अड्डे डॉक्टर ना ऑर्थोपेडिक उसके पास जाओ, थर्ड लाइफ में रेस्पिरेटरी के पास जाओ. We are living in a dreams. Only the potential seed will come, but in what way that potency manifests in next life is unpredictable. Unpredictable. But potency comes. That's what Bhagavan Krishna guaranteed. You may start where you stopped, you may start from there. But yet, in what direction, how, what, these details are not valid. Entire file is closed. That's what Yoga Shastras clearly explain. So whatever that's what these are all intellect. कुछ भी काम नहीं आएगा. It is only, stop that intellectual level only is absolutely useless. And moreover, suppose somebody by hearted Ramayana Pura, you give value to it. Oh, बहुत बढ़िया है, पूरा गीता कंठस्थ है, हमें तो नहीं आती है. And you give the desire. मुझे बचपन में कोई सिखाया नहीं. I would have also by-hearted. The new fresh desires are brought. That next life or after that, this file now, not immediately will be given. Like that, many desires you have desired. So, आप कतार में हैं. 15-20 जन्म के बाद, that माहौल will be created for you. इस जन्म की कुजली 15 जन्म के बाद एक जगह पे एक परिवार में जन्म लेंगे, वहाँ पे गीता सुनाई देंगे. Gita you by hearted and started great applauses received. उसके कारण कुछ नया अहंकार उठता है, उसको हिलाने करने के लिए और 10 जन्म मिले. I am not joking. बकवास है ये सब. इसीलिए ना, don't get excited. So somebody says, I got this, I know that. What you want to eat food to fill your hunger, stomach, you जो खाओ, चुपचाप बैठो आराम से, जो करना है करो, without any attachment. So therefore, tatra atma prathakkaranam eva granthveda. There atma prathakkaranam, separating the self from the Jadata is Granthi Beda. Idanim Binna Grantehe Purushasya Lokam Adhikritya Kidrushi Drushtihi Ityaha. Now it is said, what is the outlook of a person who had broken the knots of the heart? This knot is separated, broken, cut. So, idanim bhinna granthehe. This grantha is dissolved. Purushasya lokam adhikritya kidrushi drushtihi. What kind of vision he will have towards this loka? Well, how does he look at this world? So now, he says, Atmaiva bhasate yasya bahirantascha sarvataha pamarasyeva rupadi sabinna granthiruchyate. Atmaiva bhasate yasa bahirantasya sarvataha pamarasya iva rupadi sabhinna granthi ruchyate. Now see, yasya vidushaha antarbahishya sarvataha atma eva. Now, this man who has withdrawn his consciousness and kept in Sushumna Nadi or Atma Nadi and then cut the knots of the heart with the body, achetana jada vastu, and vispashtam janati, he has completely known that I am this without any thought requirement there to know. As a knower, no. I know, that's it. There I know, but there is no thought there. How come? That's called knowing, because anything anya is required, thought is required. This is an important principle. Anything other than Atma to know objectively, because everything is objective from standpoint of self. So, if anything which you want to know, you need a thought. So Vedanta clearly says, Jnanam takes place only through thought. Even Brahma Jnanam also. So thought is required. In the Brahma Jnanam, the thought dissolves after its purpose is served. So that thought doesn't exist. But in other cases, thought breeds thoughts. Thoughts breed thoughts. One thought, it breeds multiple thoughts. Think. So there's one person who knows. Vidusha means one who is known, awakened. There is no thought there. But how come he gets knowledge without thought? Because it is not knowledge of other. If anything, knowledge of other, I need a thought. But knowledge about myself, I don't need a thought. I know, I know, I am this, I know. That's it. So the thought is transcended there. So what happens? Yasya vidushaha. Then, because the thought is dividing this inside, outside, subject and object, andar, bahar. What is the division? Thought. But just now you said body. Body is a thought only. Body is a thought. See, the problem, if I have my body, I feel I have body, then I am kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya. All are born out of this thought. I am the body. But I have learned through scriptures I am not the body. Believed, accepted, no doubt, but not experienced. So, nothing stops. Kama will not stop, krodha will not stop, lobha will not stop, mada, matsarya. Nothing stops. They all continue their play. So Maya says, I don't care how much knowledge you gain through books, through listening. I can happily play upon you. मैंने उपनिषद पढ़ लिया, मेरे पास मत आओ. Maya says, तो क्या? I don't care. Because you are still in the clutches of Maya. Still we are in the clutches of Prakriti. You may have information. No use. Therefore, then what happens? Because thought is not there. So, Bahirantascha Atma eva. Then he sees inside and outside. Because this inside and outside is our language. Because we have this tattva is being taught to us. So we have a understanding that there is inside and outside. So with respect to us, the listeners who are utterly ignorant, like gulab jam soaked in that chashni, the sugar soup, we are all soaked in Maya, soaked in Prakriti. We think that, we are out. We are nobody. Nowhere we are understanding this great truth. Therefore, for him, Bahirantascha Sarvataha Atma eva Pamarasya Avidushaha Rupadi Indriyarthajatameva Bhasate. Just as for an ignorant person, everything shines for him. What? Through Indriyas, all the objects are very much present, very much alive, very much real, very much shining. Meaning everything is expressing to us, their existence is revealed to us. What existence? The existence of the physical objects, physical experiences are revealed to me very beautifully without any doubt. Chair is revealing itself to me, mic is revealing itself to me. Wonderful. Mountain is revealing itself to me. So I can see the vividhata, the entire differences. Each object is revealing its presence to me distinctly from each other. Each object is distinct from other objects. Who for whom? Ajnani. So he can see, he sees the differences. He accepts them as real. Think. And he feels proud of it. That I know this, I know that. And you ask a quiz, ye kya pata hai kya? I don't know. See, you don't know. This is called lota. Acha lota hai. I never seen how ignorant you are. That is how our ego is. You know civil engineering, you know that engineering, you know this engineering, you know that subject, you know this subject, I know that. So that's how, suppose you know spirituality and I don't know. So how do I boost myself other than a spiritual man? Do you know cooking without which you cannot survive? No, I don't know cooking. Then what is the use? Only when I give you food, you can think of spirituality. So I am better than you. Because food is the foundation of spirituality. Baat ho gayi? That's how our ego plays. What you know, what you know, what you know, what you know. Yes, some sannyasis also, some people ask, some bacche log hai, bacche in the evolution. आपने क्या पढ़ाया, आपको क्या पढ़ाया, ये ग्रंथ पढ़ाया क्या, वो ग्रंथ पढ़ाया क्या आपके आश्रम में, इसका ये somebody also ask some people, आपके यहाँ ये पढ़ाया क्या? That I can immediately I can scan entire person from which level he is talking. आपने पढ़ा है, हमको पढ़ा है, आपको नहीं पढ़ाया क्या? Maya itself, stupidity of highest degree. So that's why Ajnani is quite happy that he is able to recognize the objects of the world distinct from each other, and each object is revealing its presence to me and its usages to me. And I am quite happy and I feel myself very intelligent and very enriched, very great, very jnani. Pamaraha rupadi indriyarthajatameva bhasate. So his knowledge is clearly known, only born out of differences. But these differences are not seen by Atmavit. Why? He doesn't see all of them at all. He sees only Atma pervading. Sabhinna grantihi, the one whose knots are broken, भिन्नो विविच्य पृथक्कृतः ग्रंथि जड़चेतन संबंधो यस्य स उच्यते. He is called भिन्न ग्रंथि, who is able to distinctly clearly see it is all, this is all anatma vastu. This entire meaning what? The granthi, which is actually projecting the nama rupa vastu on the advaita vastu. That kind of bondage, not which is capable of showing me the differences, that knot was removed. Then what happens? He is called one who is freed, one who has not got the knots of the heart. Uchyate. Yatha ajnaninaha sarvatra jagat pratchaksham bhavati. For ignorant man, just as jagat pratchaksham, very clearly seen, this is a chair, no doubt, that is this, no doubt, pratchaksham bhavati, direct experience. Tatha jnaninaha sarvatra atma aparoksho bhavati. Similarly, for a jnani, everywhere, he sees Atma Tattva not as something other than him, as aparokshena janati. Aparokshaha bhavati. It is everything is only oneself, all this is me. So, na kevalam antareva atma bahirapi bhavati. So, this is for our language. Not that he is withdrawn, because earlier it was said. What is said? Nirvikalpa samadhi is possible only when our consciousness is withdrawn from the external objects. That is a condition. Samadhi is possible only our consciousness when it is withdrawn from the names and the forms of the grosser objects of the external world. But in Sahaja Avastha, this condition is not necessary. You are established in self, whether you are closed your eyes or opened your eyes. That we saw in the beginning, exhaustively. So, tasya purnatvat, nityatvat, akhandatvat. Because Atma is purnam, all complete, purnatvat, nityatvat, eternal, akhandatvat, no parts in it. Therefore, he sees himself everywhere. यद्यपि देहिना स्वरूपान्वेषणे क्रियमाणे शरीरस्थ हृदय मुख्यनाड्यामेव ज्योतिः अवतिष्ठते. Very important point. See, now at the time of seeking the Atman, time of sadhana, at the time of as a seeker we are. So we have a seeker, advanced seeker. He succeeded in withdrawing his consciousness, which is caught up in different nadis. He is able to withdraw that light of consciousness from all nadis and able to establish in Atmanadi, Hridaya Nadi, right? Although Dehina Swarupa Anveshane, when at the time of searching for Atma, Swarupa Anveshane, we are searching for Atman, I wanted to know. So in that sadhana he is doing it, not simply listening and going, he is doing sadhana. So it is real anveshana, inquiry started. Swarupa anveshana means self-inquiry when he started. Kriyamane, sharirastha hridaya mukhyanadhyam eva jyotiha. At that time, the Atma Tattva, the effulgence is rooted only in the Atmanadi, which is within the body. That time, that moment. At a time of inquiry. Tathapi Swarupa Labhe. Once I recognize that I am this without my physical body, without any gross objects, my consciousness completely withdrawn is one step. Awakened to the truth, which is in the heart rooted. Hridaya Kuhara Madhye Kevalam Brahma Matram. And when I awakened to the truth, Swarupa Labhe, when I gained my Atman, when I realized my Atman, Bhairantascha Vyapsita Atma iti avagamyate. Then I understand, once I recognize, then Atma is not only in my heart. At the time of seeking, I was focusing with the thought that Atman is in my. Where is Atma? Andar hi hai, andar hi jao, bahar kuch bhi nahi hai. Is tarah ka language use karte hain. Go inside your heart. There is nothing outside. That is correct. That is at sadhana level. Once sadhana is done, once the self is awakened, There is no question of heart में ही परमात्मा है. That kind of a barrier is gone. बाहर ही वही है, अंदर भी वही है. So there is no question of बाहर और अंदर for him. He experiences, I am that all-pervading consciousness, infinite universe. The universe also is in me. इसका प्रमाण क्या है? Universe is in you. You become Brahman. Yes, it is there. मय्येव सकलं जातं मयि सर्वं प्रतिष्ठितं मय्येव लयं याति तद्ब्रह्माद्वयमस्म्यहम्. मय्येव सकलं जातं. In me alone, all the universes, everything is born. In me alone they exist. In me alone they dissolve. That Advaya Brahma is me. When this man is sitting under a tree, a Mahatma, whose consciousness enveloped the entire universe, entire creation, is existing as consciousness. But we see the body, and that Mahatma claims entire is in me. Other man thinks that I have never seen such a Mahagarvi in my life. Garva. हाँ, सारे दुनिया इसी में है क्या? But he says what to do, that is the truth. When you realize the same thing. That whole universe is existing in. That time you realize I am also in you. Now I am feeling, I know you are in me. Therefore, Bahiravi, Kutaha, how? Tasya Purnatvat, Nityatvat, Akandatvat cha. Because it is Atman is always. Yadyapi Dehina Sarupanveshane Kriyamane Sharirastha Hridaya Mukhyanadyameva Jyotihi Avadishtate Tathapi Sarupalave Bahirantascha Vyapsita Atma ita avagamyate. He knows everything is all pervading. Vastutastu sadhana apekshaya Atmanaha Dehe Sthanam Siddham. Sadhana apeksha, with respect to sadhana, we must focus as a seeker. Try to recognize that Paramatma is only in my heart. I must recognize him. That is the method. But when we know this firmly, that Paramatma is in my heart, then there are two stages. Why? What to say? Then I search, very interesting. I know I am agreed through scriptures, through Guru, that Paramatma is in me. In that, two stages are there. Lower stage mein, you go out to various pilgrim centers, spiritual camps, yatras, seeking what? When the Paramatma is in your heart, why do you go out? Then, why do they go out? Because they search a conducive atmosphere where they can focus on the self. Atmosphere outside. It is an ignorant state actually. But Mahatma says, ठीक है, allowed. हमारा स्वामी योगानंद जी थे. योगानंद जी ऑफ गुरु है. वहाँ बोले डांटते थे. स्वामी जी वहाँ पिलग्रिम सेंटर जाके आए. उनको काम धंधा नहीं है क्या? On Shivaratri day, one year sometime back, he was alone. I went and met him in the morning, 7 o'clock. I touched his feet. I said, Swamiji, I came to Shivaratri day. It was a small room used to stay in a hillock. Some of you must have met him. Anyway, small, अकेला बैठे. महाद्वैती गुरुदेव गुरु भाई. तो जाके नमस्कार किया. बोला, I'm talking of year 2001. Yes. Went. I said, Swamiji, I came to have Shiva Darshan on Shivaratri. He looked at me pathetically, sympathetically in a pathetic face. He like देखा, बैठ जाओ. तुमने क्या पढ़ा? What nonsense you are talking? Shiva and Ratri, useless. Shiva has no Ratri. He is eternal presence established there. बकवास मत करो बोला. अरे बाबा बड़े अच्छे से डांट खाए मैं सुबह सुबह. Very good message for me. No Ratri. You are learned people. You studied. This is what you studied. That is all for public. You should not utter all these things. Shiva is eternal presence. There is no Ratri for him. So be rooted in your own self. That's it. अच्छा बोला. सुबह से जबरदस्त डायलॉग्स मारा ना, मेरा भी मस्त इंटॉक्सिकेटेड हो गया. आई गॉट किक्ड बाय दैट स्टेटमेंट. सो आफ्टर ही वॉज अ डायबिटिक, 7:15 चला गया था. जैसे बात कर रहा था, एक अम्मा इडली सुबह सुबह मस्त इडलीस भैया गरम गरम कैरियर में. शी यूज्ड टू फीड हिम फॉर 48-50 years. शी फेड हिम. गांव में रहती बस है शी ओल्ड लेडी, बट शी ब्रॉट कैरियर लेके इडली सांबार चटनी. आई थिंक चटनी नहीं, सांबार इडली ओनली. बड़ा कैरियर लेके आया. तो स्वामी सेड वो प्लेट निकाल, बड़ा प्लेट है, थाली. स्वामी जी के सामने छोटा स्मॉल रूम, छोटा टेबल तो रख दिया. स्वामी जी बैठा है, तू इधर बैठो बोला, बैठ गया. सो दैट अम्मा पुट अबाउट 4 idlis समथिंग. स्वामी सेड और डालो. तो शी पुट देन 7 or 8 idlis डाल दिया उस प्लेट में ही. देन पुट सांबार ओवर ऑल idlis, ऑल सांबार, हॉट सांबार. देन ही टोल्ड मी स्टार्ट ईटिंग. उसमें प्याज भी है. मैं सोचा शिवरात्रि उपवास, भाड़ में जाए उपवास, कुछ नहीं, गुरु बैठे हैं वहाँ पे. प्याज का सांबार गर्मा गर्म, इडली खाओ एक ही प्लेट में. बोला स्वामी जी मैं दूसरा प्लेट लेके आऊँ. यू एंड आई आर वन, ईट. सो एक ही प्लेट में दोनों कुर्सी बैठे, एक ही टेबल. वो भी अपने हाथ से खा रहे, मैं भी अपने हाथ. इज एल्डर टू मी बाय 50 years, मोर देन 50 years, more than 45 years are also. Great Mahatma. Okay. For them is all only oneself. That day I came out with this intoxicant. The other two were waiting outside. तो गाड़ी में कहीं आना था हमको, मंदिर गिंदिर वहाँ पे घूमने का. शिव जी बोला चल, वो तो नाश्ता नहीं किया ना. तो अभी 8:30 स्वामी जी भेज दिए. 8:30 चलो गो बॉय साइड. कहाँ जा रहे हो? हाँ घूमने जा रहे हैं. जाओ घूमने जाना है. स्वामी जी क्या करना है, सब घूम के जाएंगे. देयर इज नथिंग बट हाँ ओके एंजॉय. ही सेड ओके. कार में बैठे गए. दे डिड नॉट हैव ब्रेकफास्ट ना. सो वी वेंट आउट ऑफ द सिटी. सो वहाँ पे एक गांव जब आते हैं ना, वो तैचड हट वाला होटल्स होता है, देखिए वहाँ पे बना के कच्चे बैठे. वो दोनों मस्ती खाए. तो उनके साथ मैं भी प्याज का दोशा खाया. 8:30 इडली, 9:45 प्याज दोशा विथ चटनी मस्त सांबार. उनके साथ कंपनी. यंग, आई वॉज वेरी यंग. सो खाया, फिर बैठे मस्त. टेम्पल गिम्पल दो के ऑल भीड़ था. बट एनीवे वी गॉट दर्शन ऑल शिव. देन किसी घर में गए अदर सिटी में, अबाउट 150 kilometers अवे. शी सेड ओ स्वामी जी यू केम वेरी नाइस, गुड थैंक यू. कुछ नाश्ता. 3 o'clock वी वेंट. कुछ नहीं, कुछ खा के जाना है. तो शी मेड प्याज का पकौड़ा. आई डिडंट से एनीथिंग. पूरा उस दिन प्याज पीछे पड़ गए. प्याज का सांबार, फिर प्याज का दोसा इनके साथ, फिर प्याज का पकौड़ा. स्वामी जी यू मेड मी सिट इन दैट शिव तत्व. दैट इज बियॉन्ड एवरीथिंग. यू पीपल उपवास के दिन रहते हैं, प्रसाद को नहीं कोई बात नहीं. मैं ब्रैकेट में बोलता हूँ भाड़ में जाओ. डोंट बिलीव मी ऑल्सो. खाओ भैया कुछ नहीं होता, प्रसाद तो चाट ना. आज मेरा व्रत है. उस दिन शिवा इज एटर्नल प्रेजेंस. डोंट गेट कॉट अप इन द नॉन्स. हेल्थ के लिए उपवास करो, एग्रीड. ऐसा नहीं कि आप प्याज खाना है बिकॉज यू हैव टू, बिकॉज सात्विक इज रिक्वायर्ड. कभी खाए वो तो नॉट दैट. तो प्याज खाने से फिर मांस भी खा सकते हैं, फिर दारू भी पी सकते हैं, फिर भांग भी लेंगे, फिर गुटखा भी खा लेंगे. नॉट डोंट ऐड ऑल दिस थिंग्स. नो That Mahatma was established in that Shiva Tattva. उनके लिए अंतर बही everything is ब्रह्ममयम जगत. So we must meet such kind of Mahatmas. Then only मजा आएगा. वस्तुतस्तु साधना अपेक्षया आत्मा. At the time of sadhana, Atma is only in the body. So first level is what? To facilitate that search to establish in heart, I search outside pilgrim centers, कैंप में जाएंगे, एकांत में बैठेंगे, ठीक है, allowed. But that is not real. But wherever you go, what is that you want to do? You want to establish, even if you stand before Kasi Vishwanath, where you stand for only 5 seconds maximum, they धक्का मार देंगे तेरे को. In Balaji, 1 second also you don't stand. In Tirupati Balaji, your eternal movement only. देख के आ जाना है. You are not allowed to stand there. Move. Darshan, move. Chal. Anyway, all that should actually drushti outside. That time do we remember the Paramatma in the heart? I am seeing the Lord Balaji who is in me outside. That's why heart touch करते हैं. वो क्यों touch करते हैं परमात्मा जाने. Nobody knows. You are here. May I know this? So that external darshan is facilitating me to focus in my heart. This is at primary kindergarten level. A state will come. Like that Swami Yoganand used to. What state? जाना क्यों? जब परमात्मा को ढूंढना है हृदय में ही, and you are that हृदयम, you need it is always with you. Why to go out? तो लाइक रमणा महर्षि, तपोवन महाराज, तो क्यों घूमा? शरीर के बस ऐसे ही घूमते रहते हैं. टू एस्केप फ्रॉम द पब्लिक, तपोवन महाराज यूज्ड टू रन अवे. महाराज जी हम पहुंच रहे कल. अच्छा कितने बजे? 10 बजे. 9:30 बजे निकलो बाहर. महाराज जी कहाँ है ही नहीं, पता नहीं, चले गए पहाड़ों में. आई एम इंस्पायर्ड बाय तपोवन महाराज. आई वॉन्ट टू ऑल्सो एक्सपेरिमेंट हियर. डोंट बी हियर. मजा आएगा. पब्लिक he is not irritated. He want to be in his own self. Don't get disturbed. ये मेरा स्वतंत्रता है, उसमें क्या प्रॉब्लम? नहीं, आत्मा तत्व को बांटना है. मैं तो एक तो बांट दिया ना, एक को, जो काफ़ी है, वो दुनिया को पूरा फैला रहा है. हनुमान जी जैसे. हनुमान जी पूछ लगा के लंका जला दिया. भगवान गुरुदेव ला के हमारा सबका अंधकार जलन लगा देश में पूरा. लगाओ बत्ती. ज्ञानाग्निदग्ध कर्माणम, सबको फैला दे. वो काफ़ी है मेरा चेला. Therefore, सिद्धौ स्वरूप अपेक्षया आत्मनः काल अपरिच्छिन्नत्वमिव देह अपरिच्छिन्नत्वमपि बोध्यम. When this on the other one siddhau, when Atma is realized. So what I said today, I am not condemning going to pilgrim places and all that, but the purpose is not known. Purpose is if it facilitates you ekante sukhamasyatam. ठीक है, I need such one place where I can focus on myself. Good, go. But understand, that is only external facility that you are creating because we are incapable of withdrawing the mind in the midst of marketplace such as Atta market. But one who has got the mastery of that, he need not go to Himalayas, he need not go to Kailash, he need not go to Uttarakhand, he need not go to any other camp. I don't know the mastery to withdraw my mind even in the midst of a marketplace. So I need facility. Okay, you are at that stage of evolution. Continue. No mind. No problem. Because the purpose is to establish yourself in the heart. If you feel that place is helping to you, go. But what are you doing there to establish in your heart? But somebody can question, is it not a heart with you when you were in Noida? It was. Then I was not skillful to withdraw my mind. I need some external support. I'm a crippled personality. I need sketchers. Therefore, second stage is what? Siddhau. When Atma Swarupa, Swarupa Pekshaya, from the standpoint of your own Swarupa, Atmana Kala Parichinnatvam Iva. Just as Atma has no time limits, it's not bound by time. Why? Once I awaken to the truth, there is no question of Bhuta Bhavishyat Vartamana Kala. Because time is born, Kramasamvit Kalaha. Time is actually, consciousness of the sequence of events is called time. Means what? First of all, some events should take place. Incident 1, Incident 2, Incident 3, Incident 4. The interval between these two events is called as time. But I must be conscious of this. If I am not conscious, there is no time. Like in deep sleep state, the movements are happening because the time is born out of movement. What movement? The Graha movement, planet is moving, rotating, revolving. Then the time is born, day and night, etc. And psychological time is born and psychologically. You like it, 1.5 hours is equal to 1 minute. Don't like it, didn't like it, 1.5 hours is equal to 90 Mahayugas. It's all psychological time. But there is also movement of thought. But once this Atman is realized with his all-pervading, there is no time because its thought is there, time is born. Thought is transcended, there is no time. In deep sleep state, we transcend the thought, but we don't know who we are. But that's why wakeful sleep is self-realization. So therefore, Kala Aparachinnatvam Iva. Just as the Atman is not bound by time, because beyond thought, Iva, Desha Aparachinnatvam api bodhyam, Kala Aparachinnatvam. Just as it is not bound by time, similarly, this is not bound by place also, space also. Means what? Space is infinite, self also infinite. There is no space where self is not. So too much Samaji. Is it so? Of course, that is the truth. That's the truth. Why? Because I am unbound, unlimited. Nothing limits me. So there is no Vastu Parichinnam, Desha Parichinnam and Kala Parichinnam. I am not limited by space, time and causation or object. So then that Vastu has to be infinite. So, when Atman is awakened, realized, Kala Parichinnamiva, Desha Parichinnatvam api bodhyam. This is to be understood. Atha Granthim Dvidha Pratipadayati. Now, there are this Granthi, it is explained in two different ways, in two stages and two kinds. This knot is of two kinds. Though it is one, but then it is expressing as two knots. What is that more? We will see tomorrow. Because abhi andar gaya tha, fir again time lagega. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om Sadgurunad Maharaj Ki Jai.